We need the LRT. We don't need to hear cancellation. It's been long enough. Let's get it going.
Well, some disappointment in Scarborough tonight at a town hall on the future of the Eglinton East LRT line. It comes as the provincial government unveils its transit plans for the GTA, but this LRT line wasn't even mentioned.
Scarborough's always left out of any rapid transit plans, it seems.
It's been in the talks for over a decade, and supporters say the Eglinton East LRT is an integral part of the Scarborough line, except it was nowhere to be seen on Doug Ford's transit plans.
It's really disappointing that, he talks about the Eglinton West LRT, but he doesn't talk about the Eglinton East LRT. Doug Ford doesn't seem to understand that there are people living east of McCowan Road, and that these people have not been connected to the existing rapid transit system for a very, very long time.
The Eglinton East LRT would go from Kennedy Station to Malvern Town Centre and would make 24 stops, bringing a new mode of transit to 6 neighbourhoods where advocates say residents don't have access to adequate transit.
Scarborough deserves public transit. We have not had a major infrastructure project open in Scarborough since 1985 for transit. That's when the Scarborough RT was built. Since then, we've been promised extension after extension, and it's never been delivered.
Where do you take this conversation? Where do you take this fight?
Well, I'm going to be ramping up our advocacy efforts on this.
It was packed inside the Mid-Scarborough hub where Councillor Jennifer McKelvey, along with transit advocates and Liberal MPP Mitzi Hunter, discussed what actions are needed to get this line built. Just yesterday, the Mayor's Executive Committee threw support behind the LRT project. This evening, John Tory attended the event but said he wouldn't be speaking, just observing. That is, until this happened.
Will it be the province or will it be the City of Toronto? Thanks.
This resident asking if the city can ask the feds for assistance and what options are available.
Is it likely that an above-ground LRT, quite frankly, is going to be funded by the current provincial government? I would say it's not that likely because they've previously expressed some of their, what's the word I'm looking for, reservations about LRTs. And I don't happen to share those. I believe that subways are great in some places, LRTs are great in other places. This part of the city has been dramatically underinvested in when it comes to transit and other things as well.
The Office of the Ontario Minister of Transportation telling CityNews the government is committed to subway extension in Scarborough, adding, quote, "We understand planning is underway for the Eglinton East LRT and our announcement today does not impact that work. Our government will continue to evaluate future expansions."
The city has to look through what really was in that Premier Ford announcement today, right? What does it mean for the funding that we have that's available to us, right? So if Premier Ford is bringing forward more money than we had and that frees up money, that opens up the conversation for the Eglinton East LRT with existing funds that we already have.
And Mayor Tory also telling the crowd he is in constant communication with both federal and provincial governments, adding that residents should also do the same and express their concerns to their representatives, as well as all 6 Scarborough City councillors.